My loving audience take my love and subscribes my channel. And dive B&B stories. Think about the biggest secret you've ever kept. Now imagine that secret could literally blow up your entire family's legacy. That's exactly where Hope Logan is standing right now. Is she finally finding her own voice? Or is she just the latest pawn in Bill Spencer's twisted game of Forrester-sized chess? We are standing right on the edge of a fashion revolution that feels more like a cold-blooded execution. The most chilling part of all of this isn't even the betrayal itself. It's the eerie silence in that Logan design office just hours before the bomb is set to go off. It was June 25th, and the atmosphere in that office was thick. You could practically cut it with a pair of fabric shears. We saw Katie and Hope putting the final touches on a plan designed to do one thing: dismantle the Forrester dynasty's dominance once and for all. But if we really look at this, it's not just about hemlines or which fabric looks better under the lights. This is a massive shift in the power vacuum of Los Angeles. Hope is going through a total mental breakdown right now, even if she's trying to hide it. She's bouncing between the thrill of finally being her own boss and the soul-crushing weight of knowing she's about to stab her mother in the back. Why is this happening now? Well, think about it. The good girl persona Hope has worn for years finally hit a wall. Steffi Forrester pushed her too far, and Hope just snapped. By choosing Logan, Hope isn't just switching companies. She's trying to perform a total character lobotomy on her own reputation. Do you think she can actually pull it off without losing herself in the process? In that office, Katie and Liam were both begging Hope to get some rest. But let's be real, they weren't just talking about a nap. They were desperately trying to steady a woman who was physically shaking from fear. Katie is playing such a fascinating role here. She stepped right into that supportive mother role because Brooke can't do it. Why? Because Brooke is too busy throwing parties for a return to Forrester that isn't even happening. Katie says she's proud of Hope, and it feels real, but we have to ask the hard questions. Is this pride coming from a place of love? Or is it because Katie finally gets to step out of Brooke's massive shadow? Katie is basically using Hope as a proxy for all her old grudges against the Forresters. When she told Hope she'd want a daughter just like her, she wasn't just being sweet. She was effectively adopting Hope into this new corporate family. She's building a safe harbor for Hope, but that harbor is built on a foundation of massive lies. Then you have Liam. His role in this rest conversation is just as complicated and, honestly, a little manipulative. He's acting like Hope's moral compass, but he's basically rigged the needle to point exactly where he wants it to go. He keeps telling her that this betrayal is just standing up for herself. That's a classic way to fix a guilty conscience, isn't it? If Liam can convince Hope she's a good person doing a hard thing, then he keeps her from falling apart before the big show. In my opinion, Liam loves playing the hero way too much. He's perfectly fine with Hope burning her bridge with Brooke as long as he's the one holding the fire extinguisher. He's not just supporting her career. He's isolating her from the people who usually give him a hard time. And then there's Dollar Bill Spencer. He is absolutely thrilled that this is a family effort. But let's translate that from Bill speak. For Bill, family is just another word for army. He doesn't see a creative team in that room. He sees a strike team. He doesn't care about Hope's artistic vision. He cares about the pure joy of the chaos he's about to cause. This is Bill's ego on full display. He's bankrolling a coup and calling it a family business. It's actually pretty dark when you think about it. He's teaching his sons and Hope that loyalty to the Spencer-Logan alliance justifies any lie you have to tell a Forrester. He's even using his youngest son, Will, as a tool. Will is carrying the weight of this hope for the future diamond secret, and you can see it's eating him alive. He's stressed out because his dad is forcing him to lie to his girlfriend, Electra. It's heartbreaking to see the next generation already getting crushed by these old family wars. The move to bring Wyatt back to grab that diamond was a genius move, but it was also ruthless. That diamond isn't just a rock. It's a symbol of Hope's entire history at Forrester. By putting it on the Logan runway, they are literally reclaiming her past. It's a brilliant marketing trick, but emotionally, it's a gut punch. Hope says she's all in, but her hyperventilation says something else. She's terrified that once she closes her eyes tonight, she'll never have a peaceful night's sleep again. Can you imagine the pressure of having that much riding on one night? The scenes back at Brooke's house are like something out of a horror movie. Hope and Liam are sneaking around like teenagers in the very house where Brooke is welcoming them with open arms. Think about the irony. They are staying there because their cabin is being renovated, eating Brooke's food, and feeling her maternal warmth, all while holding the knife that's going to break her heart tomorrow. Brooke is totally incapable of reading the room, but how can we blame her? She trusts her daughter. She thinks the family is finally coming back together. The tragedy is that Brooke is genuinely happy. She thinks Hope is coming home to Forrester where she belongs. When Brooke and Ridge caught them trying to sneak upstairs, Hope's reaction was so transparent. She started faking an illness, saying she was feeling warm and nauseous. That's not just a bad lie. It's a physical reaction to the guilt. It's a miracle Brooke didn't see right through it. Hope is trying to rebrand her cowardice as strategy, but it's hard to watch. She wants the glory of the Logan launch without having to deal with the fallout at the dinner table. And Liam is right there enabling it. Instead of telling her to be honest or move out, he tells her to keep going. He's putting the win ahead of the family's mental health. It's a total 180 for a guy who usually talks about honesty and light. It looks like the Spencer win-at-all-costs virus has finally gotten to him too.
And what about using Deke Sharp as a decoy? That was cold. Hope sent Deke into Katie's office specifically to trick her mom. It worked too. Brooke walked away thinking Logan hired some green, inexperienced kid who wouldn't be any real competition. It lowered the Forresters' guard perfectly. But it also showed a side of Hope we haven't really seen before. She's becoming manipulative. She's playing the game, but what is it doing to her soul? When the truth comes out, the sting for Brooke won't just be the business loss. It'll be the fact that her own daughter treated her like an enemy to be tricked. How do you come back from that? Everything is moving toward a single moment of impact. The Logan launch isn't just a fashion show, it's a hijacking. While Katie and Bill are planning the ultimate shock, the Forresters are walking straight into an ambush. And the conflict isn't just between the two companies. It's happening inside these characters. Poor Will is deeply torn. He loves Elektra, but his dad gave him strict orders to lie. This is where the family effort falls apart. A real family doesn't ask its kids to lie to the people they love just to win a corporate war. Bill's version of mentorship looks a lot like emotional abuse from where I'm sitting. The tension is building for Steffi, too. She thinks she's being the bigger person by offering to relaunch Hope for the future at Forrester. She thinks she's winning. The second she realizes Hope has already signed a contract and moved on, she's going to turn into a predator. We're looking at a legal and emotional bloodbath. People are already talking about contract loopholes and breaches. The rest Katie wants Hope to get is likely the last bit of peace she'll have for years. Steffi isn't just going to be sad. She's going to call her lawyers. If we look into the future, this launch is going to leave the Logans in a scorched earth scenario. My guess? Brooke isn't just going to be hurt. She's going to be fundamentally changed. She's spent years defending Hope against everyone, and this betrayal is going to leave her completely alone in her own house. And what about Hope and Liam? They might literally be homeless. There is no way Ridge or Brooke is letting them stay in that house after this. They'll probably have to move into Bill's estate, which just makes the divide between the families even worse. I also think the legal battle is going to be the main story for a long time. Steffi is going to try to prove that Hope was working for Logan while she was still technically on a leave of absence from Forrester. It won't just be about the money. Steffi is going to try to own the Hope by Logan line. The irony is just too much. Hope wanted independence, but she might end up in a courtroom where her whole future is decided by the very people she was trying to get away from. And don't forget about Zend. He just got promoted to lead designer for a line that's about to be totally overshadowed by its namesake at a rival company. That's going to push him to a very dark place. In the end, that rest Katie and Liam were offering Hope feels like a poisoned gift. They're telling her to sleep so she can be strong, enough to break her mother's heart the next day. It's a classic soap opera tragedy. The thing Hope wants most, to be respected and seen, is the exact thing that's going to destroy her most important relationship. Bill's pure joy tells you everything you need to know. He doesn't care about clothes. He just loves the sound of things breaking. And tomorrow a whole lot of things, families, careers, and hearts, are are going to shatter. Now, I really want to know what you think about all of this. Is Hope actually a traitor? Or do you think Liam is right? Is she just standing up for herself because the Forresters never gave her a real chance? And honestly, how would you react if your daughter was living under your roof while secretly plotting to destroy your business? Does Brooke have a right to feel totally crushed, or has she just been blind to the truth for too long? There is so much to unpack here, and the fallout is going to be legendary. If you love digging into the messy psychology of the bold and the beautiful as much as I do, you've got to stick around. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next deep dive. We're going to be right here to dissect every single second of the aftermath of this runway show. Give this video a like if you're Team Logan or Team Forrester, and drop a comment below with your wildest predictions. I read all of them, and I can't wait to see what you guys think is going to happen when the lights go up on that runway.
Let's really look at Katie for a second. Why is she the one pushing this so hard? Think about her history with Brooke. For years, Brooke has been the golden girl of the Logan family. Katie has always been the one struggling to keep up, the one who had to deal with Brooke's mistakes with Bill. By taking Hope under her wing and building this House of Logan, Katie is finally the one in charge. She's the mentor now. She's the one making the big moves. But is she leading Hope down a path that ends in a cliff? She's telling Hope that Logan is her new family. But you can't just replace your mother with a corporate entity. The psychological layer here is all about Katie reclaiming her power. But she's doing it by using her niece as a weapon against her sister. It's brilliant, but it's also kind of terrifying. And Bill? Oh, Bill Spencer. He is in his absolute element. He thrives in the chaos. He's the one who gave Katie the company, but we all know Bill doesn't give anything away for free. He wants a seat at the table when the Forresters fall. When he tells Will to never say another word, he's showing his true colors. He values the secret over his son's happiness. He values the win over his son's integrity. Will is clearly a good kid, much like Hope is a good person, and that's why they're both struggling so much. They aren't built for this kind of cold-blooded corporate warfare. Bill and Katie are the ones with the thick skin, but they're forcing the soft members of the family to do the dirty work. The diamond subplot is the perfect example of this ruthlessness. Wyatt procured it using his connections. That's a polite way of saying he probably did something sketchy to get it. And now it's going to be the centerpiece of the show. Imagine the moment when Brooke and Steffi see that diamond around Hope's neck. It's not just a fashion statement. It's a middle finger. It's a way of saying, we have everything you used to have and we have Hope too. But will the diamond be enough to save the line if the legal team comes knocking? Think about the dinner scene again. Hope is crying and hyperventilating. That is a woman on the edge of a nervous breakdown. Liam is trying to be the supportive husband, but he's basically gaslighting her into thinking this is okay. You're a good person, Hope. Is she? Is a good person someone who lies to their mother's face while staying in her guest room? Liam is desperate to keep her on his side, away from the Forrester influence, so he's giving her the mental permission to be a traitor. It's a fascinating look at how people justify their actions when they want something badly enough. And then you have Brooke. Poor clueless Brooke. She's talking about how Forrester is in Hope's DNA. She's so sure that Hope is coming back that she's already planning the relaunch. She's dismissed Katie's efforts as revenge and says Logan cannot compete. Her arrogance is what made this ambush possible. If she had been paying attention, she would have seen the signs. She would have noticed Hope was acting weird. But Brooke sees what she wants to see. She wants a happy, united family, so she's ignored the cracks in the foundation. Tomorrow those cracks are going to become a canyon. The runway show itself is going to be a masterclass in drama. Katie is going to introduce Deke first, making everyone think they've seen the lead designer. And then she's going to bring out Hope. The Hope by Logan logo is going to be the final nail in the coffin. Can you imagine the gasps in the room? The thunderous applause Bill predicted? It's going to be the highest of highs for the Logans and the lowest of lows for the Forresters. But as we know in the world of soaps, the higher you climb, the further you fall. Steffi isn't going to just sit there and take it. She's a fighter. She's going to look for any way to shut this down. The contract loophole is her best bet. If she can tie them up in court, she can stop the sales. She can ruin the momentum. The fashion world is fickle. If you don't strike while the iron is hot, you lose. Steffi knows this. She's going to play dirty because she feels Hope played dirty first. And honestly, can you blame her? She offered Hope a peace offering, and Hope threw it back in her face. Or rather, she let Steffi think she was considering it while she was already packing her bags for Logan. The ripple effects of this are going to touch everyone. Even Donna is caught in the middle. She knows the truth, and she's had to sit there and listen to Brooke brag about Hope's return. You can see the discomfort on her face. She's torn between her sisters. If she tells Brooke, she betrays Katie. If she stays silent, she betrays Brooke. There is no winning for her here. It's a mess, a total and complete family mess. So what's the end game? Does Bill want to buy Forrester? Does Katie want to be the new queen of fashion? Does Hope just want to be free? The problem is they've all tied their goals together. If one person falls, they all fall. And the foundation they've built this on is so shaky. It's built on lies, manipulation, and a family effort that's actually causing a lot of family pain. Think about the rest again. How can Hope rest? Every time she closes her eyes, she probably sees her mother's face when the truth comes out. She sees the disappointment. She sees the heartbreak. Liam says Brooke will eventually be proud of her independence. But that's a long way off. Independence usually doesn't start with a massive lie and a corporate hijacking. Hope is going to have to live with the consequences of this for the rest of her life. Is it worth it? Is the House of Logan worth the destruction of the Logan Forrester family piece? Some would say yes, that the Forresters have had it coming for a long time. Others would say no, that Hope is throwing away her integrity for a paycheck and a fancy title. It's a classic debate, and there's no easy answer. But one thing is for sure. Tomorrow is going to be a day that no one in Los Angeles will ever forget. The runway is set. The models are ready. The diamond is sparkling. And the betrayal is primed and ready to explode. Are you ready for it? Because I don't think anyone, not even Bill Spencer, is truly prepared for what happens next. Make sure you're subscribed because we are going to be breaking down every single reaction. We're going to look at the fashion, the legal moves, and the emotional fallout. This is the kind of story that keeps us coming back to the bold and the beautiful year after year. The stakes have never been higher, and the drama has never been more personal. What do you think is going to be the most shocking part of the show? Is it the diamond? Is it Hope's appearance? Or is it something we haven't even seen yet? I have a feeling the writers have one more surprise up their sleeves. Maybe a secret designer? Maybe a surprise guest? Whatever it is, you know we'll be here to talk about it. The House of Logan is hitting the runway, and the world is watching. But while the cameras are flashing and the crowd is cheering, the real story is happening backstage. It's in the tears Hope is crying, the secrets Will is keeping, and the revenge Bill is planning. That's where the real bold and beautiful lives. So one last time, what's your take? Is Hope a hero for finally stepping out on her own? Or is she the villain of this story? There are no wrong answers here. Just a lot of complicated feelings. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. I love seeing how divided everyone is on this. It just shows how well written this story really is. Final word. Keep an eye on Will. I think he's going to be the X factor in all of this. His decision to stay silent or speak up could change everything. He's the one with the most to lose, and that makes him the most dangerous person in the room. Pay him out. For real. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you after the big runway reveal. It's going to be legendary. One more thing. Think about the diamond, the hope for the future diamond. It was gone for years and now it's back. It's like a ghost from the past coming back to haunt the present. Is it a good omen or a bad one? In soaps, a diamond that valuable usually brings nothing but trouble. We'll see if Bill's dangerous weapon ends up backfiring on him. Alright, that's it. No more. See you in the next one. Bye.